It's that time again, and let's take a look at where the Sarnia-Lambton real estate market stands as we head into June. So whether you're buying, selling, or just keeping an eye on the market, here's a breakdown of what happened through May, what trends we're seeing, and what this could all mean for your next move. I'm Ryan of Blue Coast Realty, and let's break the market down for you. The local market continues to show signs of balance, with steady numbers across most key indicators. So year to date, home sales 597 compared to 590 by this time last year in 2024. Homes sold in May 156 compared to 149 May last year. So a slight increase there, which is great. Active residential listings 516, increase of 21 from May and last year, and months of inventory are at 3.3%. So what does this mean? We're sitting comfortably in a bit of a balanced market right now, and months of inventory between 3 to 6 months typically signals a balanced market between the buyers and the sellers, though conditions can really vary depending on the price point and what price points are seeing activity. So right now I want to break down all the different price brackets for you right now and the different months of inventory. So let's look at this really quick. So 0 to 400,000, we saw 140 homes that are active, 41 sold. So that price range there has 3.4 months of inventory and a list to sell ratio of 29%. So 29% of those homes are selling that go on the market. Now 4 to 600,000, 144 active, 70 sold. That only has 2 months of inventory, and we've seen 48% of those homes selling, and we saw a 5% increase in activity in that price range. So a real sweet spot right now. That $600,000 to $800,000 price range, we saw 90 homes active, 28 sell, 3.2 months of inventory, and only 31% of those are selling. And then the 800 to $1 million, 78 active, 12 sold, 6.5 months of inventory. So you can see how that just bumps right up and almost doubles the month of inventory there. And only 15% of those homes are selling. And now $1 million to 1.3, we got 35 active, 5 sold last month. Again, 6.6 months, only 15% of those are selling. So that 800 to 1.3, you can see is a real similar bracket. And 1.3 million plus, 32 active listings right now, 2 sold, and 16 months of inventory. And only 6.2% of those are selling. Compared to last month, we saw 18% of those selling. So that's a 12% decrease in there right now. So what we're seeing right now is that in that sweet spot of, let's say, the 4 to 600,000 really is homes are getting really good money, but really good leverage point for those buyers moving up in that 800,000 plus market. Because like I said, we're seeing less of those homes sell. There's more and more available in there. So if you're in that price range selling, though, you got to price it right. You got to price it aggressively so you can move on. So let's look into some more stats now. So key stats to acknowledge: the list price $591,000, virtually on change for 2024. Average sale price $530,000, up $25,000 year over to date, and days on market is 38 days. That's just a 2 days longer than last year. List to sale price ratio 98% compared to last year 98.4, and that is from the last list price to sale ratio, not maybe sometimes the original list price. And then total sales volume is 85.1 million, up slightly from 80 million. And then so what's the big picture here? We're seeing stability. The numbers don't point to a boom or a bust, and just a steady balanced market that's moving really at a good pace. Also to note, Blue Coast Realty, we had nearly 14% market share last month of the volume. Not bad for 100% local and 100% local Canadian company to keep in mind as well. And a note on expired listings is one thing that stands out this month is 189 expired listings in May. And that's up from 5 at the same time last year. So this could be a sign that some sellers maybe, are pricing homes a little too aggressively or holding out for conditions that just aren't right now. It's a reminder that the strategy really matters about when you're listing your home and how you are doing it. And so what's ahead right now? I'm saying very much still a balanced market, lots of great opportunity. We saw that 5% increase in the average sale price. And then last month, sellers in under the 600K range are in a great position. They're selling their houses pretty fast and for good money. those move-up buyers are in the best position right now, especially because if you're selling that home under 600K and you're going to the higher price range, it really gives you room to, maybe move some price, get some good conditions, or even some extras. We're still seeing that late spring surge. I'm seeing showings really pick up over the last little bit. So a bit of a quieter spot. Because I think there was some economic uncertainty and we had one of the worst winters in 10 years. So what we're seeing right now in the news is we're seeing Bank of Canada has their policy rate announcement June 4th. That's a couple days from when I'm filming this. Not much change. I think we'll see a 20.25% decrease at the most, or it stays the same. I think it's 50-50 right now. I'm not going to predict that. Mortgage rates right now are sitting at about 3.75% to 4.25, depending on the lender and the term. So rates are pretty stable right now, which really gives really good confidence for buyers knowing they can get into the market and that maybe rates aren't going to go down. So same right now, federal government has announced maybe some cuts to HST on new home construction. And so that means for homes up to $1 million for first-time buyers, you could be saving $50,000. And those new homes from first-time home buyers, from $1 million to $1.5 million, you could be saving up to $25,000. So I'm going to link articles for both of those below in the blog write-up as well. If you want to check those out, they did a couple great stories on there as well. And again, they talked about doing some speedy housing builds, some wartime housing that we'd see in the tree streets here in Sarnia-Lambton as well. And then Gregor Robertson, he's the new housing minister for the federal government. And his big thing was, he said, prices don't need to come down. We need to speed up the process. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think prices need to come down? Should they stay the same? Again, I'm going to link an article there from Global News that really has some great info on there. Okay, a couple more thoughts before we finish up today. We are doing our summer photos. So if you're thinking about selling your house this fall, winter, or spring next year, we do summer photos now. We bank them in there. There's no cost, there's no obligation. And that's just to get exterior photos and video and drone work done. Trust me, if you're selling your house in the winter, especially if you have a nice yard, you're going to make sure it looks great and get those pictures when the pool is open and the flowers are out and stuff like that. Reach out to us. We'd love to talk to you a bit more on that. So what's your take on the market? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment, reach out directly. If you're thinking about buying or selling or just want to get a better sense on your home's value today, give us a call. Remember to put Sean on your lawn and welcome home to the Blue Coast.